believe. Hello to everyone. Let me double check if everything is working well. Uh, yeah, we are live. I can see it. That's that's cool. So, hello to everyone. Anatoly is here, and today I have a special guest, one of our client. This person really super passionate, and because why I'm saying that, because he stayed with us like since 11th of November and have been tested with us like over 10 products with no luck. And because of his passion, he in matter of 3 months of no luck, he was able to finally get a winning product together with us. And as for today, we were able to scale his store to over $250,000 in the results, in the profitable results. And he now getting all his investments back and making insane top of that in terms of profitability. And I like to just introduce to you our client, Aaron Anderson. What's up, my man? How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, busy day as always, and I'm really like, actually, I'm not practicing the live streams, but I decided that that's for sure it's supposed to be alive because it's inspiration story, which is like really, I love to hear from you the feedbacks, ask you some questions, and like it will be example for people what they have to expect and do not expect, because people usually wants like in first 2 weeks make a million, and I want really to show people that what is real and why, what's make the difference between just bling bling stuff and real implementation of work. Sounds good.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's just like start it from scratch. Like, can you describe like your background, your previous, if you had any experience in e-com, Amazon, or anywhere else, and what's your background, what you're doing for living, and why you decided to start e-commerce business?
Yeah. Okay. So my name's Aaron, as you described. I currently live in California. I used to live in Washington State. And I'm trying to figure out how much of the story to tell that's relevant. But I have a day job. I kind of have two. So I have a day job, kind of help run some conferences and do some other stuff like that. And my background's in video production. So point is not ecom. And in the last 5 years, I've got into real estate investing. So I've built up a pretty decent sized portfolio doing that, which is great with like single family and multifamily homes. But I was looking to diversify. In the same way that I kind of got into real estate 5 years ago, I was Google searching like, how to build passive income. I kind of started doing that again because real estate's fantastic and I'm going to keep going down that road, but I'm looking for other ways. I'm not a big stock market person. I'm looking for like, I so much rather build a business, do things that I can kind of have a little bit more control on rather than I just put my money there and just hope for the best kind of thing. So I came across just the concept of like drop shipping and e-com and that type of stuff. And that was really attractive.
When it
Uh,
was,
what was that?
when you find out first time about the dropshipping and e-com.
I'd probably say maybe summer of last year, so maybe May or June. I'm
So
definitely
you were warming up to make a decision.
that's
Okay.
exactly right. Warming up to make a decision. That's exactly right. And just there's a bunch of other things that I researched. I'll put it there's so many things that I kind of put in the like passive income bucket. But what am I actually going to put my money into? And so obviously, ecom starts to come up, and exactly right. So like FBA, drop shipping, all that type of stuff starts to come up. I found you guys actually through, I think it was like an Instagram ad or something like that. And what's funny is once you start like liking one Instagram ad, you start getting served a bazillion others. So, I mean, there was probably like a couple weeks there where the only ads I'm getting are for like, ecom, drop shipping, and that type of stuff. So it was really nice.
Mhm.
That like
When you
fed
press
me.
one time, yeah.
When you press one time, like that is your life now. You're now just seeing drop shipping ads. But I actually kind of like that because I was like, I'm in research mode, so bring it on. Send me all the ads, and so I'm kind of researching all these different groups and companies. And I actually so I decided to jump in. kind of both feet, so to speak, and start to sign up for some of these. Interestingly enough, I actually signed up for you guys and signed up for 2 other different guys at the same time.
Oh, okay.
But you're the only one that's actually performed for whatever it's worth. So
Do you still working with other agencies?
I guess you could say I am. They're still over there, kind of. I mean, we had a long process. I think I signed up for. So I'll put it this way: I signed up for all 3 at roughly the same time in November. Since then and now, so we're recording this. This is March 2023. So what is that? 4 months or so. For the first 3 months, everyone's kind of been searching for products, and that's kind of been the name of the game. You guys found something that really hit big, really hard, really quickly, which is awesome. They're still searching for products at the moment. So I'll be interested to see, because I know it's such a volume game, right? I'll be interested to see if they end up finding a winner. But that's the game, right? You kind of see when you can kind of get something to hit, and when it does,
Yeah.
you're off running type of thing, and now you got a business. But anyways, there's my I can say more, but there's kind of like in a nutshell.
Okay, love it. So you just recently find out what is a comment. You see, that's actually usually time when people need to, before join any adventure, they are studying. They're studying, they're warming up to make a decision, and so on. Plus, ads start hitting you out. So this is where you got several agencies who you were talked to, and the main thing. Can you share your thoughts before you join it? Have you feel that maybe it's scam, suspicion? I mean, have you felt dangerous when you were joining to someone who you never meet and they're gonna be working? If maybe these people will disappear. What feelings have you got when you decide to join our agency, or you
Yeah,
were completely
100%.
comfortable?
No, when I gave you guys the money, and this is nothing against you guys in particular, but when I gave you guys kind of the upfront fee, I gave it to you with the expectation that I'm probably just never going to see this money again. Because like this is unknown territory for me. I don't know. It is, I will say it is really hard to, people can say a lot of things on Ryan, right? So it's really hard to truly vet somebody and be like, oh, they're like serious, they're legit, this is actually going to happen. So, I mean, for me, I luckily had some money set aside for investing, and it's happened with me in real estate too. Is like, things have not played out the way that I wanted them to with a property, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast. You kind of, and hopefully you recoup those losses with other projects and that type of stuff. But yeah, no, I was like, I could just lose this money and I have to be okay with that, because I don't know, if these guys are legit or not. Like I've done the research as best I can. Luckily, you guys totally are super legit. I will say, connecting with, like, being able to talk with you guys through before even handing over any money or anything like that. Like you guys super answer my questions really well, and it didn't feel like a script that was being read. Like it actually seemed like human. It's like, okay, I feel like there's real people behind this, hopefully. But no, I mean, I was absolutely apprehensive and skeptical. I'll be honest.
I believe so, and because so many people coming to us and saying they paid X amount of money, sometimes it's like a six figures amount,
Yeah,
six figures amounts without even meet person, at least on Zoom. But I'm just saying, someone paying instant amount, and you know what happened? People run away. So I
yeah,
completely understand about these kind of suspicions, feelings. That's why I ask you, because like sometimes I'm not sometimes, all the time I'm buying something online with expensive stuff for my team, for myself, education programs, and usually I know those kind of people, or I know people who suggest me this kind of program. But still I like, okay, is it really correct page, is it really correct people, but the most important, you, me, and other people, you first of all, the mindset which you mentioned, maybe I will not see this money again. I mean, it's not about throwing money away. It's about taking a risk for new direction. You understand that you want a side hustle. You have your job which you're doing on daily basis, but you want the side hustle. So you decided, okay, I will give a shot, because money is the tool.
yeah,
Like, you will make it more. Okay, you don't like sell the house to do that and so on. So you just decided to invest and see what will happen, because one of the investments usually work out, even
Yeah.
several. It depends how many you made. So, and I love this mindset. This is the point why we where we right now with you, because this is your mindset. And how was your first months and then 3 months with us, when it was just fluctuation, sell here, sell there, but nothing specific? And what was your feeling like? I will let it run, or it's not really what I want anymore, because like money are spending and I don't see any results. How was that kind of period for you?
Yeah, and I think maybe one of the benefits for me is I'm used to the real estate stuff, and the timelines over there are extremely long. So I'm not used to getting really quick wins, and so I kind of entered this. You know, I guess I saw people's ads that like, oh, I signed up with these people and like I made $250,000 in like a month or whatever. I'm like, okay, that might be possible, but they're also probably cherry picking the results. I don't expect those results for myself. So what I kind of phrased it for myself is, if I don't see this money back, that's okay. I'm placing bets and one of them's hopefully going to pay off. And I'm going to kind of give everything like a 6-month timeline before I kind of, re-gauge it. Cause I'm also a believer that like, if you're trying to grow a plant and you're staring at it every day, it's going to feel like it's taking forever to grow. But, if you're trying to grow a plant and you like let it do its thing and you check back on it, every week after giving it water or whatever, you know, when it sprouts, you're gonna be like, wow, that was super fast. It's all kind of about like where your expectations are. So funny for me, it's funny because Vlad is one of the guys on the team who's helping me. I was chatting with him, and he was like, because we're like 3 months in before anything happened. And I was like, this is amazing. This is way sooner than I expected. And he was like, really? He's like,
Love it.
everyone's usually expecting something to happen in like 2 weeks. I'm like, I was like, honestly, if anything happens in 6 months, I would be happy, to be completely honest. So I will say I think the ads, and that type of stuff definitely set a culture that I found, looking through those, where people are starting to get this expectation that this is like a get rich quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be for some people, the lucky ones that sign up and their first product is a winner, like fantastic. But I also have to imagine that's like 1% of people. But yeah.
I will tell you one thing, that in my practice, in our practice, agency exists since 2020 as a big team, and I used to run agency since 2018 with one only media buyer. It was like freelancing more. I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about the agency at all. I was in the mentorship space, and I had my stores with my partner. And the thing is that like during all this journey since 2017, I remember only a couple of cases when you launch first product for some of the customers or for some of the students or for myself, and it's a winner. It's like
Yeah.
maybe 3 or 4 times first ever product, boom, winner. It's really rare. But for one of the latest cases, it was last year, and we made 660K in matter of 14 months with that product for the person who we launched, and it was cool. But usually you're right. Like I love your mindset about like I was thinking that it will take longer. Usually customers like don't believe that 3 months it's fast enough. Actually, it is fast enough. I mean, sometimes we are finding on week number 3, week number 5. It depends of the product. It depends of the case, algorithms, and all the stuff. And thanks God that you've been the person who understand that I will stay, and I could see the results. And it's actually about the upfront fees. It's about that we know that you'll stay with us because it's
Yeah.
commitment for the long run, and because it shows us that you're serious. It's commitment, because if we will go on with you monthly basis, like smaller amounts, people are not patient on the month number 2. They just quitting because like they don't see any results, and they like don't. But if you have upfront fee, the person seriously with you, and he or she understand that it will be a long run game. So I appreciate that you understand that as well. And okay, so this is 3 months. We find out it start taking off. What was that? How was your reaction when you had started seeing almost 40% profitability on daily basis? How was that?
So that was weird. So my instinct is to kind of like not believe stuff until you see it type of thing. And so we started to hit $1,000 a day routinely. And Vlad, who I'm working with, was like, "Hey, I think we got a winner." And I'm like, "Cool." I was excited, but at the same time, I was like, I'm going to keep my cool because I don't want to get too excited about this because, you know, this could also just not work. Like, it's such an organic space, right? And
Yeah.
maybe they hit the right thing on the right day or whatever. There's so many factors that go into it. So, but what was interesting is, yeah, that first week is 1,000. See if I can pull it up here. We'll see what the trajectory was. But yeah, it was 1,000 the first day. And I think so. Yeah, 1,000. So we're all kind of between 700 and 1,000 or 1,500. But
Yeah,
probably the
from the
first,
beginning up to 1500 we were like for almost a month.
for almost a month, like kind of like 20 days. And then I could tell that the guys were working hard on it, like kind of optimizing it and trying different angles and different marks and that type of stuff. And I think about 20-25 days in,
I'll
we
just
just
show on the camera, maybe it's,
oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. So we
So
hit this runaway. So you can see the very, very start there because you're going, yeah.
yeah.
About February 19th or 20th or whatever, we hit this runaway day or week where we go 2001 day, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, and then the first $8,000 day. And I think that was the turning point for me because like
Okay.
$1,000 a day, I'm like, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
thousand
But that's
dollars a day. No, nothing.
no big deal. I mean, not to say my expectations weren't that high, but I was looking for something to show that this was scalable and not just kind of like a one-off or, we're like getting lucky this month or whatever. And once it
Hmm.
super shot up, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a thing. This is totally a thing. So, I mean, it was funny. I was screenshotting my best friend pretty much every day because I told him about this process, and he's like, "Keep me posted how that goes," And I've been kind of keeping him in the loop. And I was like, "Oh my god, dude, look, this is totally out of control. I can't believe this." So yeah, I mean, I've never seen anything like this. Again, I haven't played in like the e-commerce space, and I totally see how it's scalable. I mean, your audience is global if you can find that right combination of you know ads and the right product and that type of stuff. There's no shortage of humans to purchase. You just got to find that sweet spot. So but to
Hmm.
answer your question, how did I feel? I mean, I was totally just like flabbergasted, surprised. Like it definitely exceeded because it's like, oh, if you're doing $1,000 a day, that's 30,000 a month. That's totally crazy. Like already you're in crazy territory, and then it just kept going up, and then I'm like, oh, this is
20,
this is a
21K in
lunacy.
one day.
Totally crazy territory. Yeah, I did not know that was possible. And again, you see this in the everything I'm describing. You see in the ads, and again, it feels like, yeah, of course you're pulling the best case scenario type of thing. And so I expected, like, even if I got like a eighth of what people are showing in these ads, I'd still totally be cool with that. Again, 30 grand a month. These guys are making $200,000, $300,000 a month. I'm like, I'd be fine with a tenth of that. I don't need that much.
It's always when you're starting, it's always like that. It's the same mindset which everyone have. Like, I would like to make it at least 5K. I mean, it
Yeah.
will be awesome. I mean, it will be cool. But when you starting, you understand that it's scalable. You understand that there is a power of the consistency, and you don't want to stop. I mean, the it's becoming not money game. It's becoming a game, just a game. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what's gonna be our maximum? Let's see what's gonna maximum. And obviously it's supposed to be according to possibilities on cash flow and so on. And here I want to ask you, so the crazy stuff start happening. First of all, do you what can you say about the, really, I want to hear as a business owner, as a CEO of the company, what can you say about the team, about Timothy, about Vlad, who managing your stuff, about things which was happening, like what can you say about the team? And did you have any kind of problems during the journey with the team or with something else on the process of growth? And be honest, please, like whatever it was there, it will be useful for us to improve our service.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, Timothy and Vlad are awesome, by the way. They've been super, super great, really good communication. We're doing everything in like Telegram, the app, right? So, I have it on my phone, I have it on my computer and that type of stuff. Um, I'm honestly, I mean, the problems that I have had are more with like the systems, it feels like, than the people. Like TikTok, so a lot of the ads are being done through TikTok. TikTok can be a bit clumsy as far as like adding, money to it. It like, anyways, it hasn't liked some of my payment methods and that type of stuff. So we've had to kind of do this dance to kind of switch that up. PayPal, this is a problem I never thought would probably be a thing, and I'm sure you've probably seen this a gazillion times. But like, because we set up a PayPal account, we
The
got too
biggest
much money in
headache.
it too quick, that like PayPal's like, hey, we're gonna pause this whole thing, and it's gonna take like 30 plus days or whatever. So we're still kind of like trapped in that cycle, which I know we'll be able to solve, because after chatting with them, they're like, yeah, this happens, and so we just got to give PayPal a bunch of information. But my point is like, the systems have kind of been, we're a victim of the systems, right? Like, we got to be doing ads on TikTok. We got to be using PayPal because everyone around the world pays on PayPal. Like, so we have to use these things. But it's a matter of kind of like, you know, playing nice with
Mm-hmm.
them, essentially. So the guys have been great though, because like I'll send them a problem, like, the Facebook thing, or not Facebook, but the PayPal thing's been a thing. I'm like, hey, they request all this information. They get it to me right away. That's been super great. And then I will have to say, I don't know how you guys do it, but there's a lot of customers. You do this many sales, 4,000 sales or whatever in a month, and it generates a lot of customer support. So people not getting their item on time, or whatever, stuff like that. So I know Timothy, and I think he's probably got some other people working on his team to manage that, but that's a lot of customer support. I mean, almost just that alone, I'm genuinely impressed that you guys are able to field those messages, because I made the mistake. I set up my Shopify account with my email originally, so I was
Mm-hmm.
getting all this,
I can imagine.
and I messaged I messaged Timothy. I was like, "Whoa, what is happening?" And he's like, "Oh, we need to switch that email out to the customer support email." I was like, "Holy moly!" I was like, "How do we do this?" He's like, "Don't worry, I'll take care of all of it, and I'll answer all those questions." So I kind of got like a window into customer support land, because I saw all those, and they weren't anything bad. It was like people being like, "I didn't get my tracking number. I didn't, this it looks like it's delayed." It's usually just like shipping related stuff or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm genuinely impressed that they're over there fielding. I don't know if other people see that, because I think if we corrected the right email, I probably would have never seen it and probably wouldn't have a respect for what they're doing. But just the customer support alone is like worth paying like a whole company to do, to be completely honest. It was funny. Not to give you too long-winded of an answer. So my friend that I'm sharing this with, one of the reasons why I was sharing it with him is he was thinking about running an e-com drop shipping store himself. He's done a lot with
Mm-hmm.
SEO and marketing and all that type of stuff. He's like, hey, I was thinking about starting one, and I'm way more of a like, I'd rather pay a pro to do it than do it myself. And I was like, how about this? You start one, and I'll pay these guys to start one, and let's see where this ends up. Long story short, he stopped because it was too much for him. And, but I think to the point, you guys have the economy of scale, right? You're doing tons of stores. So you have the customer support ecosystem. You have the experience of like how to navigate, challenges that come up, how to optimize this stuff. Like, he had to start from ground zero, and had to go learn how to do optimized TikTok ads, all the stuff that you guys know day in and day out. So yeah, I mean, I would in a heartbeat like buy another, store with you guys rather than go start one on my own, because I'm like watching it all happen. I'm like, I don't know how someone would do this on their own. This is totally insane. Like, you would need a big team to manage this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, like back in 2017, 2018, when I found my first product, it was February, and I scaled only like in 15 days, only for 8,000. It was my first winner, 8,000 in 15 days. And when I started hitting by the customer support, and it was t-shirt, there is a sizes, there is different
Oh,
sizes, different colors. I was shocked. I love that stuff, but how people managing that? I was managing by myself, like, whoa. And because of me, who I am, my experience working with people and the customer support became smoother, but I started hate it. I mean, like, how that could be managed. Like, I want to feel this kind of business of e-com, not being in.
yeah.
And that's why when we still build the agency, I understand that, okay, like, I have a knowledge, I have experience with my stores. We have like understanding on whole ecosystem, especially me and my partner were building really great ecosystem for our stores. And I decided just to switch that to the agency part. And now with the scaling, when start really taking off, obviously there is like more team members involved, and like everyone are doing their work. So you are not feeling that, but behind the scene, it's like up to 200 emails on the weekly basis going on. Like even VAs, like, oh my god, it's so many. Why it's so many? Sometimes in some particular stores, especially if it's a t-shirts or some
Yeah, I bet.
clothing. But definitely I appreciate it. I mean, for your honest feedback, because like for me it's important, and I never thought that, how it looks on the other way, and you just described me, and I understand from my own experience, really, someone doing that for you and you even do not managing that, that's the worst. All the management, not even ads, nothing, just the customer support. I would give everything.
100%. And I will say, having worked with Timothy and Vlad, I have like a whole appreciation for what you guys do, because, I think it's easy to pitch it online like, hey, we're going to go make a product, or like choose a product and do Facebook ads and TikTok ads, and we're going to sell it. Like, from like a description standpoint, like you can really boil it down to that. But once you like really dig into it, there are so many moving parts. Like we got to manage these different payment gateways and make sure that that's right. Like they're adding, I can see them adding different apps to Shopify to manage customer support, optimize the ads. We just added in email marketing, and we just started doing Facebook marketing, and like all those things are just like whole things in and of themselves, type of thing. And so I'm very appreciative. Like there's no world I would embark on this myself at now seeing what they're doing, because I would have had to go the reverse engineer it. I would have been where you were in 2017, make it and be like completely overwhelmed. It's like, I need to hire more people. It's like, but this is all set up and baked out. It's amazing.
Yeah, like actually in this point, when you started alone, there is no thoughts I have to hire someone. There is a thoughts how I will manage that, because the mindset of hiring people and paying someone else, making the work and taking part of the profit into the hiring, it's not, most of the people are not ready for that when they start hitting, because people were usually thinking that it's easy and so on, and to hire first team member, you have to be ready for that. And sometimes people just or greedy or mentally not ready to manage someone else, and they like trying to manage by themselves and running on this small level business, and are scared to scale because they understand they won't able to manage by themselves. That's really like, this is the mindset which is usually newbies in e-commerce are having. So that's why by like you joining us, you became a CEO of the company which is not exist yet, and and you hire the team who has experience and done that several times before, exactly the same strategies, exactly the same things for several other businesses. So you hire the like Apple team to create a new iPhone, and instead of trying to find out by yourself how to create the iPhone, you just hire the team to create that second iPhone. Like that's usually how I see this kind of idea about the agency. But cool. Okay. I want to hear about you as well, about like, are you thinking now to move maybe Amazon, or staying with Shopify, opening more stores or stocks, or you just want to like see, okay, we got it, where it will go now, would we able to scale over 1 million? What's your thoughts in the recent days, in the recent weeks?
God, it's a really good question. And again, I'm very much a like, let's see where this goes before I don't want to spend my pennies before, I have them, so to speak, type of thing. But because of the success that it's having, I'm definitely starting to think about, yeah, where does this go? I mean, really, I was going to go ping Vlad and Timothy and be like, if I wanted to buy another one, how would that work? So that's a conversation that's probably coming, because I wouldn't be against that. I mean, I also, the jury's out still for me on how long we can ride this out, and I don't know what your experience is with like, how long this can go. Like, because I think what I'm trying to figure out in my brain is like, should I start to kind of consider this as an investment that's kind of in my portfolio, or is this going to have a season? I think I'm trying to frame it that way, because my other side of my portfolio is real estate, which is long term, and I plan to have those things in there for 30 plus years or for forever and hand them down to my kids and that type of stuff. And me not having experience with this, I'm like, how should I think of this? Should I think of this as like, all right, we made a lot of really good money now, and I should go use that to go put it into real estate or buy. But I'm younger. I'm 36 now, so I'm not looking to like park money. So I'm definitely more in a like, I'd rather take the profits from this. I'm not planning to spend them on, I'm not going to go buy a new car anytime soon or anything like that. What I'd rather do is take the profits from this and either buy another store or put it into something else. I would like to try the FBA stuff, because I have some friends that have totally crushed it with that. And just kind of continue to diversify a little bit. And I'd rather kind of have a couple of these humming than, because I also don't want to be relying on this. I don't want to just be like, hey, we got a great store, but it's my only store. And like, I'm completely dependent on this. I don't want to be in that space either. I'd rather kind of, diversify, stuff in this territory too. So that was a pretty big, broad, vague answer maybe, but.
No, it's actually, let me give the point from my end, like just to let you understand what to do next. Definitely, we're gonna be educate on the way as we are doing that, like during the journey, explaining to you steps. But the thing about the dropshipping model, it's a great start generating cash flow. It's great start to get the cash and then start reinvesting, going bigger, which you are doing. You're investing in the ads, you're investing in the supplier, you're investing in going bigger with this brand. But when like you have already, like now it start already collecting good enough cash on daily basis, then like you are taking those money and thinking where to reinvest, not to buy a new car. It's a fucking great way of thinking. Like, because if you buy a car, something happen, like you have a car, and I mean, but nothing, and you need to pay for that car, like service and so on. So it's already obligation for you, not a passive income. So yeah, real estate, stocks, whatever, it's looking on you and your surroundings. And if you know people successful in XYZ industry, then yeah, reinvest money on that way. More stores with us and more like things with us, yeah, that's as well. But again, it's what is the generate by reinvesting with us, you're just generating more and more and more, and again, cash is staying. So this cash you have to think how to reinvest all the time. And about this store, about the product, about everything, right now we are building this consistency and it's going really well. As you can see, we are like going optimizing, scaling, optimizing, scaling. We're making the just smart steps, not just like crazy asshole scaling as hell, and after that your merchant provider like screwed up you and like block all your money. And now new merchant providers we providing to you to make sure that you would have plan B in case of holds. So like we have all this ecosystem which is we implementing for our customers when they start getting good results. And there is like pitfalls could happen, like PayPal block the money, hold insane amount. All of that we have solutions. All of that we have always solutions, and that's where we are like on right now. And so if not this kind of unpredictable issue which has happened on weekend, by the way, yeah, well done, it has been fixed. But this kind of thing when TikTok wasn't able to charge any kind of cards, like nobody was predict that. I never had this kind of experience that 7 cards or how many cards you tried, none of them were able to charge until you try from mobile phone and it's worked. So it's some bug in the cookies, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
So and we really from 21k dropped to 4k, and after that 19k and like 6k because charges were not stable. But everything else is stable because we have a system of we understand what we need to do to make it stable results. And by that being said, this product could be selling this product, first of all, health and beauty niche. Let's do not say the name of the product, but it's a niche which is selling around the year. Mm-hmm. So by making the consistent steps, which we are repeating and again in the last 60 days, this product will stay long. Just we need to be ready with XYZ situations, which always could happen. And if they happen, we know how to overtake them and what to do to avoid them at all. As well, we are helping you out. Plus, the next steps, what's going to be happen to your store? It will be subscription service, which is going to be kind of VIP customers list who gonna be paying you $9.99 per month or $14.99 per month by being in VIP list and getting like 10% discount from your store, or like have better shipping or whatever. These kind of subscriptions we are implementing for our customers step by step. Right now, we don't want to mess up with the things until we will fix this problem with the charges, until we're gonna be implemented this plan B payment providers. With the subscription, you'll get plan C payment providers as well, so you'll be even more protected, and you'll be able to like playing around with the payment providers when you need it. So that's what's going to be happening in the next couple of months. And I believe with such kind of speed, and if there is going to be not pitfalls, by May approximately, maybe end of May, it will be 1 million cross. We will make first milestone there. But I don't want to overpromising. It's my bad that I told you that.
Yeah,
But I'm just
even if you
saying.
promised it, I'd say, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like if you have your results on the phone, I mean, if you have a Shopify app on the phone, can you open it? Just because if I'm showing to people, maybe they'll say, oh, he's showing just like fake store or whatever. So I want to show 275,000 has been made since end of 372 conversion rate. Let me just
I gotta
fix
go
it.
over to the edit view here. 1 second.
It's from January till today, from 20th of January till 21st of March. So let me just stop. And on your, you can show the results of today. It's fine. Let me just turn it on.
You see that?
Yep,
There you
271. Yeah, and sales of this month 209. So who doesn't believe this is of today? Yes, yes, you can see we just mentioned that there was pitfalls, charges issues, so we were not able to get charges on the TikTok. Focus was.
There you go.
So yeah, it's real. I mean, we just really like want to hear feedback from you, Aaron, and about next steps. Really, a lot of things up front, and more will be involved, and we're gonna be just sharing with you. Email SMS marketing started just now, just last week. So it is just the beginning. It will be extra 20 to 30% revenue generated by email marketing. So it's like step by step. This is where we are growing and making more consistent results. Especially subscription service in a matter of 6 months can make you over 10,000-20,000 passive income or revenue. I mean, I'm speaking about revenue income, which is you can reinvest back into the ads and making more and more. So that's about that. And here as well, one thing which is I was planning to ask you, it's like, what can you say to people who are thinking about this journey, who are like thinking about making decision to join our agency or just dive into the e-commerce? If they're diving into the e-commerce, what in your opinion is important for them before they will start investing? How much money do you think they supposed to be having their pockets before investing? And is it possible to make it from $100 this business, starting with $100? I don't believe so, but like I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So first and foremost, because I mentioned I invested with a couple other people. If you're deciding between other people, go with Anatoliy because he delivered results and is totally crushing it, and his team's awesome. So there's the endorsement, and I mean these are real numbers, and it's like totally happening. And not to say the other guys can't do it, but you guys delivered on your word, and that means everything. I think back to the point about expectation setting, I think managing your expectations. I think, I mean, my focus too at the start was if I could even just recoup the initial fee that I gave you guys, and break even, really everything after that is bonus, and I think, what's interesting is the initial fee. I was telling my friend about this too. I was like, it's funny with the initial fee at the start. I was like, God, that's, kind of rough. Like, I got to be willing to kind of lose that money. I got to put that out there. But once this took off, that initial fee becomes like pennies in the bigger picture of things. And so I think my point there is you got to kind of keep the end in mind. Like, what is the actual goal here? What's the long-term goal? Because it's easy to kind of, lose track, when you're, at the early stages there. But I think also setting your expectations, the timing thing. Don't get sucked into the, like, oh, you're going to turn a profit in 2 weeks. You're going to be a millionaire in 2 weeks. Like, just that is just like not the case. And those are just the extreme outliers. And if that is even true at all. So I think, as for me, I was delighted when we got a product in 3 months. So if you can set your expectations out further, I mean, you'll be, under promise, over deliver. I think for me, one of probably the most important things to mention to new folks just getting into this in general is to know that this is like a business, like an actual business. And I think the ads sometimes can create this perception that like, oh, this is like, give us your money and we'll just make this thing for you. And like, it feels, I don't know, it doesn't feel as tangible. And, because a lot of the ads are just kind of like, do this thing and you'll make money, and it just kind of focuses on the return. But now that I'm in the driver's seat and working with the team, like, this is a business. We have an LLC. I have a business banking account. Like, I'm going to pay taxes on this business. Like, it is a legit bona fide business. And a lot of these payment gateways, are like, what is your business? So I think it's important to, and once it started making money, I definitely, even though I got a day job, like, this is making money. I want it to work. I want it to live and breathe and be a real business. So I started to prioritize this and not just be like, oh yeah, that's that little thing that happens on the side and they make me a bunch of money or whatever. So I could see people falling into that. I think it's really important that you understand that, like, you're making a business when you do this. It's not just like a little hobby. Like, it's a thing. And, to that point, there's also customers. There's actually humans out in the world buying this product and they want to receive that product and they want to use it. And we want to make them happy. And like, it's a whole thing. I could definitely see people feeling disconnected from it. But, I think it's important to say, like, it's a business. You're running a business. You are a business owner, when you go down this road, which I think is, for me, it's also a really exciting thing. I love building businesses. I love running businesses, but it's also a bit of work. It's not like it just happens and all of a sudden money is just like flying in. You got to manage that money. You got to manage the business. You got to respond to Vlad and Timothy. Like, they are your teammates now, so I think that's all important stuff to note.
Yeah, thank you for so open answer, and it's awesome. And I would just want to add it to, it's a business which you can manage from laptop, from
Yeah,
any
it's true.
part of the world. That's
Oh
the
no,
most enjoy of the e-com.
not to interrupt you, but we live in Southern California. We're next to Disneyland. So we go there frequently. But the day that we made our first $21,000 in one day, we spent the entire day at Disneyland. And
I love it.
end of
I
the
love
day,
it, man.
I hold up my phone to my wife. At the end of the day, we get home, we're tired from being at Disneyland with the kids, and I hold up my phone and it says $21,000. I was like, we just had a terrific, great time at Disneyland having fun while this machine, was making $21,000. Like, totally mind blowing. So yeah, you can run it from your laptop, from your iPhone, which just that point alone is insane and like super valuable.
Wow, it's incredible. Like, for me as well, was the biggest days in my life happening when I was doing something random. I was doing something random and like, whoa, what? Like, what happened? Like, how? And it's because of the hard work before. I mean,
Yeah.
all the implementations and so on. And after that, suddenly you don't even expect that. And I love in Disneyland. That's for sure is going to be story for your kids. I mean, because like I made 21K when we were in Disneyland. It's a good it's a good hook. It's a headline.
Oh, it
That's
is.
cool.
Yeah, we spent maybe like $400 to be at Disneyland, but we made $7,000 by being at Disneyland.
While I spent 4 hours in the queue in Disneyland, I made 21K. How?
Yeah,
Find out.
that's exactly that. There you go. There's your tagline. Yeah,
Nice.
I thought that was a funny juxtaposition. I also didn't know a $21,000 day was even possible. When we hit 10,000, I was like, that's insane. That's insane. And then I just Timothy and Vlad keep blowing my mind because I'm like, how is it even possible? How is this happening right now?
Yep. Awesome. Aaron, I really enjoyed the conversation with you, and thank you for the guidance for all the people who are out there thinking about starting. And plus, I love that you give this comparison without even asking from my end asking. Like you have a friend who start the store and you start the agency. So you bought the experience, and he decided to learn the experience, and he
Yeah.
is already out of ecom. I mean, it's a big thing. It's not about us, it's not about the agency, but it's about buying the experience and learning the experience. This is not bad, but it will
Yeah.
be not taking a lot of hard work and time and years of implementation, nothing else. He just tried, he saw on your end some success in a couple of months, and in his end no success, and he like demotivated and like done, I'm out. I mean,
No, exactly right. I mean,
yeah.
it's a lot of work. I really respect what you guys have done and are doing. I it's really something else.
Appreciate your words. And like just last question, regarding like as a being a client who stay for 3 months and no success, 10 products tested, what can you suggest for people like that? Because we have a couple of people who having really problems with the performance. We're looking for the best products for them. What would be your suggestion as a person who have been there and passed that way?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of a good comparison, but I think, the words of, I guess, of wisdom around that front are like, you kind of just gotta hang in there. I mean, it is such a numbers game and a volume game that, there are products that are hitting and there are products that people want. You just got to find the right pairing of, people, target audience and product, and you just kind of were cycling through those products. I mean, honestly, I also think even just finding it on the 10th product, 1 out of 10, that's impressive, to be completely honest. I my expectations, like, I wouldn't have been surprised if you got to product 30 and we before we found something, to be completely frank, because I just realized it's, and I think you can. So here's the thing: you can find products that sell. And I will say, another ad buyer with one of the other agencies described this to me. He's like, I could force sales if I wanted to. Like, I could throw enough money at TikTok and make a certain ad that I could literally, like, pay people to buy our product, and if we want to. But we that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a product that sells well on its own. We just have to throw a little bit of money into the pot to kind of nudge it along. And so, if someone was really wanted a sale, you can go get a sale. Like, getting a sale is not a problem, but finding a product that is going to be efficient, something that's scalable, something that's actually going to
Profitable.
have profitable, um, that's a different type of product. And so I think I'd so much rather be patient and wait for the product that you guys can actually optimize and get me net profit off of, versus say, I just need a sale. Just get me a sale, you guys. And it's like, fine, all right, we'll just go throw enough money at this to get you that sale, because this is the long game, and we're trying to get long-term profit, stabilized store, happy customers. And that's it's literally a recipe that you have to kind of like massage and work. And I think it just takes time.
Love it. Appreciate for this answer. It's great. By the end, I just want to say, guys and girls, if you haven't seen the case study before, which I recorded back in February on 20th of February, so the link's supposed to be most probably somewhere in the bio, or it will be appeared on the screen. Let's see. So it's like from 0 to 30K in 30 days. And as well, in couple of days on Thursday, the video of case study will come in from 0 to $250,000 in 60 days. This is exactly about our store. I'm explaining everything: TikTok strategy, profitability. So everything what you haven't heard here, you'll see there. It's about technical for you guys who are in e-commerce. And this interview was just to show you that this is the person who just was believing in that, and really we make it happen together with him. Without his commitment, without his action and fast reaction for what we are saying, we won't be able to be there. Seriously, like, you have to be ready when it's a business, and you have to be ready to take risks, to take action and responsibilities. Okay, most of responsibilities on us, but still he is the host, and he knows what's important and following what we are saying to him, because he trusts us. trust, responsibilities, and taking risks will help you out to handle that. If you're gonna be fight with the team, that won't work out, because this is not the way, like if you're fighting with your employers. So I'm just like giving my suggestions. That's what important in my opinion. And really, Aaron, appreciate for your time, appreciate for sharing your story, and looking forward to record another one with couple of meal. Let's see.
Let's
Okay,
do it. That's fantastic, and happy to share. I hope it's helpful.
amazing. Okay, speak soon.